Whoa, man. It was hot in Texas. It's hot here. Hey, I'm Captain Eddie Castlewood. I'm suiting up. Got the smock on, got everything ready, got my shield sitting there, glasses. I think I got all the parts I want. I got some things to talk to you about and a couple of things to show you. So if I'm going to show you something, what you got to do? You got to watch. Where are you? There you are, right there. I'm playing with toys. Yes, I went to SWAT last week. SWAT, this was a good weekend. SWAT, South Western Association of Turners, SWAT. So got nothing to do with Lamar Moore and all them guns and all that. Nope. This is a crew of people, friends, family, who get together every August, at the end of August, and they throw a symposium. A fantastic symposium. I mean, it was really good. And I enjoyed myself. I bought a couple of things. I got a sharpening jig because I saw Leslie Harwood sharpen a jig a unique way. It wasn't totally off the wall, but hey, I like the wall. So I'm gonna take a look at it. When I looked at it, I said, I need that jig because I don't follow those. I got the math for the science, but not the angles for the science. And I thought, hey, you know how it is, all right? So I picked that up. Then I ran across Vince Welch with Vince's Wooden Wonders. He's an old friend. He gave me some packs of Cyanet and Cyanet with ceramic. The Cyanet disc, I got 80, 100, 121, 80, 220, 320. And that's going to be used on wood. And then with the ceramic, I got 81, 100, 120, 180, 220, 320, 400 that I'm going to use on acrylics. Yeah, you might have to, sometimes you think you got to tune up a little bit to get to one more step. When you're going up a step, you need to make another step. When I walked around SWAT for a couple of days, everybody that walked up and said, Captain Eddie, how you doing? Hello, how are you? And a lot of people did. A picture taken with 100 folks. A bunch of nice ladies, too. I would hand them something. I just said, here you go. This is how you get hold of me. And that was my business card with a cutter. Gave them to them. We weren't there to sell. This was a thank you. Why? See how I can put this. I'm sitting here. The daisies are down there, not up there. You're there, I'm here, I'm wood turning, management's inside having fun, things working out, and guess what? They wouldn't work out if it wasn't for you. If you weren't there pushing a button and thanking me and supporting me and telling me it's going to work out, I would have given up a long time ago. Hey, going through what you go through, the stroke, that can be rough on people. It can destroy your life. It really can. But a new life, there's nothing wrong with a new life. A new life is very often worth it. This one is worth it. So I'll tell you what, if I missed you at SWAT, if you order from me until these run out, because I got them packaged sitting in the office, manager's going to throw an extra cutter and an extra business card in every package that goes out of here. Not every order, every package. Never too much worth. I'll be looking for replacements. It was a really great weekend. Saw some nifty stuff. Learned some other nifty stuff. And what do you, oh man. Where do you people come from? Really? You people, the ones that brought me a cup of coffee, the guy that brought me a muffin, only to tell me I can't have it, it's not on my diet. Thank you, I know that. But also, I told you a while back I was looking for some back issues of AAW magazine because I by direction of my, alright, I see a shrink because of the brain problems. I cannot belong to that type of organization. I can't belong to the Bayou Woodturners anymore. I can't. associated in those clubs and gatherings, because I haven't learned how to handle some of those things. Two guys, Steve Tibbetts and Kenneth Elliott, and I don't think they were together. They both bought me subscriptions to the AAW. They did. I promised management I wouldn't cry over this. But it's kind of hard to get something like that from a friend that you... Sometimes your brain says you hardly know them. But I know these people. And they did something really wonderful for me. And I got to thank them. And I got to thank you for everything you've done. Everything you have done. Because it wasn't for you. Wow. I ran across people like Ruth Niles, the stainless steel bottle stopper lady. Man, she's got all kinds of new toys there. And then there's a guy that's trying to steal her business because he's snakes. Her mechanic, her machinist, Paul, is there. He's making new stuff all the time. Here's a guy with his toy shop is a machine shop, and he's probably one of the finest in the entire world. And I'm not bragging. He is probably one of the finest in the world. But Paul was there, and he was showing to help him and his son, family operation, was showing everything going on. Lyle Jameson was there. That is a guy that's going to the top. Lyle is fade out of it, but his demonstrations on video, so you can sit in the comfort of your club with a big screen TV or a projector TV or whatever, and he can demonstrate directly to your club from his shop with all the equipment, all the way it's supposed to work, all the talent, and talent's unbelievable. That's Lyle Jameson. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, look him up. Look him up. Clay was there. Clay wears the cowboy hat with the barbed wire on it. Really broke my heart to find out that barbed wire is rubber. Clay, I don't know, but you know, it's a real pleasure to do it. Yeah. And then I met Kathy and Mark Isaacson. And this won't go on forever, but Kathy and Mark. Mark is a wood turner. He's out of Washington State, and he came to Waco. Now, that's not that far on the map. That's about that far on the map. She came in, went to the little self-teach booth, and turned 2 bowls. Yeah. Now, Mark, you got to buy another lathe. But the robust people were there. Jimmy Creel was there from the Bayou Wood Turners. Jimmy is really a talented wood turner, but he learned how to demonstrate from Cindy Droza, who was also there, and Cindy demonstrated also. But Jimmy Creel showed you things on finale, on doing a finial, that were really unique, and he took a lot of what he got from Cindy and you and other turners and put it all together as extremely informative and entertaining program. Really was. And then I had to sit through with Ashley Harwood's demo. That may have been the finest demonstration I've ever seen. Really. And it ain't because she's a really nice person, sweet girl, friendly, outgoing, talented, but she knows the routine. Ashley Harwood knows the routine. I bumped into people like Gerald Fields and Ronnie Bonnet and Arnie Klein and piles of other Bayou Wood Turners and the Acadian Wood Turners and the Mississippi Wood Turners and the guys from JT Tools, Tom and them, the people with the glue. It was just night and day, really it was. The first day I was out there, I was in that convention hall for 13 hours or 14 hours. And I left. I got there, it was full. When I left, it was still full. Unbelievable what happened there. And then Saturday, all over again. And tell you what, I got a little problem moving around still. And I use my walker, so I got a place to park and sit. First day, I didn't get to park and sit for 5 hours. Why? Because you were there. And it was fun. I mean, you know why we went there? We went there to talk wood turning. Yeah, wood turning. It was a blast. Somebody asked me something while I was there. Well, a lot of you folks asked me a lot of things, and I love it all. I love it all. I want the input. I want the feedback. I want pros and cons. I want them at the same time, okay? Or whenever you get them. But guys and gals, wood turners, approached me with the same thing, and they kept bringing up. We're going to get to the end, to the problem, okay? They kept bringing up the same thing. Tips and hints. They all love OB Shine Juice. I do too. I got it from OB Lacoste. He was a mentor of mine. He's really, it's a great product. They come up and talk about the phi caliper on figuring out the 1/3, 2/3 proportions for cups and bowls and all that. They like the storage and things. Well, guess what? Caused me some work. It really did. It really did. Starting today, each week, and I'll pick a day for it, each week we will produce one video on tips and hints in the shop. Just one video a week. And it's going to point out something and cover it from soup to nuts so you understand what these tips and hints are about. Because most of them will make it easier for you to turn, better for you to turn, safer for you to turn, and save you money. I'm like the furniture guy on Channel 19, huh? I'm going to save you money. But I won't wear a tie. We're going to start doing the tips and hints. And they'll be numbered T001 right on up to the top. We're at 316 and 317 on videos right now. We can afford to put some more up there. And if you ask for those tips and hints, if you want to share those tips and hints, where do you think the sanding thing came from? The sanding thing came from two of y'all. One fella in Virginia who gave me the idea, and another guy in Texas who fine-tuned it with a magnet. See where I'm going? I get these things from people like you. The world's finest wood turners gather together, get in their little shop. They're all retired. They're all hanging around. They all meet the minimum age of 105. We all gather together and we have a common thought. How can I do this? I can do it better, cheaper, and safer. Safer is an important part. But some of you guys have income problems. I do. They quit giving me crap years ago. I have to work. Or management does. One of us. But if you have a tip or a hint or an idea, send it to me at my email address. This one. CaptainEddieCastellan@gmail.com. No other one. CaptainEddieCastellan@gmail.com. Just like it is here. Send me your tip or your hint. Describe it as best you can. Throw your phone number in there. And if I'm going to call you. If we got it, we'll put it together. Now, the tip this week will be up as T001. I think we got it all picked out. But first, I want to turn a wooden pencil. The wooden pencil thing without a kit became a big hit. Wasn't made to be a big hit. It was to use up some Bic ink pens that I bought at Wally World. And I got the 12 pens, and they cost me about 9 3/4 cents a piece. And my wife, I don't go to Walmart anymore. Excuse me. My wife went the other day and I put a note, get me ink pens. And when we got home, she says, why you need more ink pens? What do you mean? She goes in a desk drawer, and I married a woman at Hoard's Office Supplies. Went in the desk drawer, we got boxes of big ink pens. Boxes of big ink pens. We don't have one near the telephone, but we have boxes of big ink pens. Oh, yours by the telephone's going too? Here you go. Make one out of wood and put it in. They won't forget where it's at. And if you hand it to somebody, you gave them a part of your soul. You gave them something you created. So we're going to talk about making these pens. We're going to do more. Because after we did a YouTube last week, the week before last, whenever it was, and I showed you rough and gouge, skew. Then I had one where we did a baseball bat, and we used a Dave Schweitzer's beading tool and stuff. I heard a lot about that from you folks. I did. Why? Because you understand, the better you get with your tools, the better you'll get with your wood turning. So we're going to do that. In one moment, we're going to make a pen. As soon as we find that remote. It's amazing technology. This little thing gets up and walks off right in the middle of the demonstration. It really does. And it's for the JVC recorder, that camera right there. So if you get one, keep an eye on it because it will walk away. All right, we're going to do this pen. And when I'm doing a wooden pen, I'm using a blank that's about 5.5 inches long. Okay, so you want to know how long it is. I knew you'd ask this, so I got out a stick. I'm 5.25 inches long. I've got blanks here that are 5.25 inches long that came from the manufacturer, just about identical, right? Okay, what I showed you on turning this is reduction in equipment and effort. We're going to turn a pen. It's going to use a kit that is a Bic ink pen. I'm going to take this insert out of this pen and put it in mine. And that way when it runs out, I can just pull it out with a pair of pliers, put another one in. Oh boy. Now, I told you all back that we could drill through the piece and not come out the side because of the way we're going to hold the piece and get it. Well, look at this. You see that hole? See that little white dot right there? Guess what that is? Okay, keep guessing. Because it came out the side. It happens. I was talking to Kenny, who visited, and we were talking as we were doing this thing. And I said, it's getting hot. He said, oh, it's no problem, no problem. Second later, I felt the vibration. It was at the edge. So I bought new drill bits from MSC Direct. And I put them on the slowest possible route to get here. Because I figured I wasn't going to be here for a couple of days. The donkey died or whatever. But I still don't have them. So I'm using the old one. It's a 5/32 bit. Got a little Nylotron washer on it. I've marked the center and the center. And I put the center over my tool rest, my rotating tool rest, live center. Then I bring up a little bit of pressure. Now that gets me started on being straight. Now I don't go in very much, and then I can feel the chips build up. So I got to come out, go again. Now what happens if I didn't clean out? It will overheat. And when that bit starts getting hot, you and I can't see it, but down in there, it's moving. It will come out the side of the piece. Then I get rid of the rest, and I go by hand. I know I'm going down the center, and I don't force it. I can feel it load up. I can feel get a little resistance, and know that it's time to get out and clean it. You won't know this if you're doing this on your drill press. You can't, with the pressure you can get from the drill press, you won't be able to tell that you're getting too close to the edge where you're going through. Now, I'm a 1/4 inch away. Watch this. I'm done. That bit is sticking out a 1/4 inch too much. Ain't that a bummer? I mean, really. What tells me that? That tells me that. Well, look where I'm at. I'm so dead center, it's unbelievable. When I move the bit around or cut the block off, I get to do it again, don't I? Okay, remote, where you at? Now, I took the bit out and moved it because I wanted to use this chuck for something else. And I put it back in, I took the pen and I looked at the distance and I got plenty of room. What I didn't do was go, oh shit, I'm sorry, technical term. Uh-oh, I don't got plenty of room. No, I had a different bushing on it, and I screwed up. And the cutter's right here. And I want about 1/4, 3/8 of an inch there. And that'd still be getting me an ink pen in. So I'm going to adjust the bit. I'm going to move it in a little bit. That's all I got to do. Then I'm going to proof it with my blank. Yep, got 1/4, 3/8 of an inch. That's what I need. And then snug it back up again. Trial and error. I don't like the error, trial and error. The error part really gets to me. Get you back up with the program. Well, it's time for a commercial break. This is brought to you by Big Eye Productions. www.eddiecastellan.com. There we go, there's the commercial. I'm going to bring the center up, lock it in place, and I want you to, I think you can understand this. When I bring, all right, back up. This is spinning just on the drill bit, and it's running very true. When I bring the tailstock up to it, it's going to be a little off center of what I see. Now I can correct it. That's a fool's dream. No, I can't. I want to be in line with that hole all the way through. So all I'm going to do, put a little power on, bring a little pressure up, just a little bit. That is how I'm going to hold this piece to turn it. Makes for a mandrel-free ink pen, very inexpensive. This 532nd pen, 6-inch long ink pen drill bit cost me about $6 at MSC. You probably beat that price someplace else. I bought a really good one. Well, whenever I get them, I'm going to show them to you. But I'm not going to buy anything else by Slowpoke Delivery. No. I'm going to put my shield on so the sound is going to change a little bit. Bear with me. I've gotten a little sensitive about being hit in the head with stuff. And I'm going to rough it in. I'm roughing in with my roughing gouge. I just touched up the edge on it. It's nice and sharp. And it's swept back a little bit. See that little sweep back on it? Yeah, I did that because Ellie Avasara showed me that it made better sense than having big sharp corners out there. And then I'm going to shape the rest of it up with my skew. Got it? Got it. You'll learn how to use the tool. You got one little stick of wood. Not a lot of money. Not a lot involved. You got one drill bit. One little bushing that you can make or buy at the hardware store. You have very little invested except the opportunity to learn how to properly operate the tool. I'm doing some really great sweep cuts with this roughing gouge. Everything I want in shape right there. Then we go to my skew. Good sharp crisp edge, polish it off. I took my skew and I did planing cuts. And I knocked off any edges and bumps and ridges going down the center. Now I got the general shape with my roughing gouge. Then I went in with the planing cuts and shaped it up. Then I took some, what did I use? 3 bricks on the page? No, 120 grit paper. And I knocked it down to see if there was any flaws or defects in it I want to get rid of or sand out and all. It's hard to see them at 3,000 RPMs, isn't it? But I don't want just a stick ink pen. I think I want a little something else. So here we are. From D-Way Tools, this little beading tool. Can you see a picture? Can you get that? It's a little beading tool. It's got them in 3 or 4 sizes. I'm going to go up here at the head. I didn't really put a bead. I just put some grooves in there. Why? Because they look good. And because I used the beading tool with 2 points, and I can step over and do it again, I can do it again and again and again. It worked. Then I'm going to take my shop made, this will be in the shop tips. That's my burning tool. Because you can make this. But there's no talent here. There it is. And I burned in those 3 rings. Now that's giving me an accent. You can do anything you want. You can now take a SWAT, Sharpie or whatever, and color those things if you want. I mean, I would sand a piece out the rest of the way and didn't do it on the sanded piece. But you do all those details, put a bead, cove, scope, whatever. It's being held between these 2 points. And when we get ready to turn it off and take it off here, I want to take it and roll that edge around. Now, I talked about this the other day. And somebody caught me and asked me about it. What do you mean upside down? Well, normally my skew is used with that rake, right there, that little 15-degree rake, which whatever the degree is, like this to make the planing cuts, okay? And I keep mine rounded on the bottom. I keep my tool rest clean. Oh, that ain't clean, huh? There it is. Had a little oil, CA on it. Sand it off a little bit, make sure it's sliding. Yeah. Now, instead of using it like this to make the cut, I want to roll it over like this. Can you get that? I got the point down. Why? Draw it out on a piece of paper. I don't have a whiteboard here today. But I can go in and control that little edge. And I'm doing this left-handed. See how I can control that edge and shape that corner off? The reason this, and this is for Barbie, who had grabbed me the other day to meet, reading with us is this way, natural progression of things, when we make contact, I could let it would dig in a little bit and could ride up and over. And that wouldn't be cool. This way, it's not going to ride up and ride over. I can control it. Learn your tool. That's all I'm going to fuss about today. I'm going to back the pressure off. Look how true that thing is running. Okay? I got to get rid of a little hole right there. Not much pressure now. As you can see, I sanded this out. I got it knocked down. This is at 120 grit. And I can run my hand across it and feel it. It feels really good. I can stop the machine and take a harder look to see if I have any tears or rips. If I have tears or rips, it means a big brick sandpaper. But I don't have any tears or rips. My 2 circles are evenly spaced. And that's critical to me. Just my mind's eye. And I played with cutting that round on top with my left hand because of something Jimmy Grill said at SWAT. He said he was having a problem turning finials, and Cindy Droz said, "Jim, maybe you need to learn how to turn right-handed." Well, Jim went ahead and perfected how he turned left-handed, and I found out he wasn't all full of wine. He's got stories with him. But if I'm left-handed and I'm pulling this around left-handed, I can back this thing up for a steady rest and make more accurate cuts. That's real critical. Okay, we're down to 120 all the way through. That's not where I want to be. I want to be at like 80 grit. So I'm going to take this is the new Cyanide pads from Vince Welch, or Vince's Wooden Wonders. And I'm going to come back here and just redress everything down to an 80. Why would I do that? See the dust coming off? Right? That means that sawdust coming off. I'm sanding it very nicely. So I'm going to step through Well, I am embarrassed to tell you, but I did the wrong one. I took it from the wrong side of the pack. This is the 8. So I'm sure it's all evened out. Then we're going to step up to 100. Well, if I just did a little reading beforehand, huh? Management came out to talk to me, got totally befuddled. And I'm saying this at about 2200 RPM. It's a little bit quick, but look, it's not clogging up. Then I'm going to go to 120. And this is a piece of wood. If this was acrylics, I would be using the one with the ceramic in it. But it's not. And it's still finely sanding. You see the sandpaper, the sawdust coming off? And look, paper's clean. That's critical. If that's clogged up, I'm burnishing. I don't want to be burnishing. I want to be sanding. And there's a big difference in them, boys and girls. Really big difference. A burnish finish is good on some items, but a properly sanded finish is excellent on all items. This is the 220. I'm sorry, what is it? 180. I'll learn how to read one day. Then I'm going to go to 220. A little around the top. I'm not sanding to shape the piece. I'm sanding to improve the appearance, to improve how the finish will go on. Now that's 220. Look, no clogs. I wasn't burnishing. Now the 320, which to my embarrassment is what I started with, I'm going to sand it at 320. Now I can see by the degree of dust that's coming off that it is very light sand. Very. Now, can I skip it? Sure you can. But you can also buy cheap super glue instead of using the good stuff. Save $1 a bottle. Pay for it later. And I'm serious about that. I heard enough of that over the weekend. Oh, I didn't get this guy parabolic and instant G and all that stuff. Yeah, save $1. Where will you get that money from? Quality going in, quality comes out. That's now sanded to 320. That is slick. That is ready for a finish. We're going to cover something sort of easy peasy. I noticed I didn't bring the nib down enough. I had to go back and adjust it. If I touch this stick with a tool, I need to go back from 80 grit all the way back up to get rid of that right. If not, I'm not cheating this. I'm not cheating anything else except me, because I'm taking my lack of taking the steps to get it right. I'm taking those steps, getting rid of them, and I'll have a problem. I'll have a mark. I'll have some. We'll see it. We'll all see it. So I went back and touched it all up from 80 grit all the way through. I splashed on a little quick sealer. I like the Deft natural sealer and the lacquer sealer. I splashed some sealer on it. Then I came over with a couple of passes of super glue. And the phone's ringing. It's probably one of you guys calling to place an order. So let me finish this, and I'll call them right back. Right? And then I buff it off with my Scotch Brite, or it's something like a Scotch Brite. Then I'm going to go back and put one more coat on the top of it, really quick, to get the sheen on it. I was telling folks about this last week, and I ran across people at the demonstration at the symposium that said, my club is saving money on buying this glue from such and such. But are you saving money? I'll go right back to it again. But are you saving money? I like to use a little fine. I buff it on. I like these Saya pads. I really do. I got to get more from Vince Welch, the Vincent Wooden Wonders, and I want to play with the epoxy. In a nutshell, I pulled it off the mandrel, which was my drill bit, 5/32 drill bit. I'm taking the bearing. I gotta reach way over here to get it. I'm gonna take the refill out of the Bic. I showed my doctor, my dentist, how I got them out one time, and he said, don't ever do that. Don't ever bite on them and pull them down. But I did that, and I can slip it right into here, and that's what I ended up with. See how the little end kind of matches the other end? Yeah, isn't that cool? Well, it's all up to you and your art. You can put the rings around the top. 2 rings, 4 rings, 6 rings, 8 rings, I don't care. It's just an accent piece for it. That was a simple little project. But I got to practice, and I'll stay on this harp. I got to practice my gouge, my roughing gouge, my skew, sanding and finishing, and I have 9 cents involved in it. 9 cents. Great little project. Great little project. We're going to do more of these projects, and I'm going to do some with acrylics. And you wonder why acrylics? I know you wonder why. Here's why. My wife walked around SWAT this week and bought blanks. Bought pieces for me to turn more pens. Got a whole box full of them. And now she's going through the colors to make sure we get this color and this color and this color and this color. For us guys, you do realize the color thing is not ours. It's theirs, and they get to do it. Okay? But I want to have a little fun with it. I want to take a simple Bic refill out of a Bic pen. I'm slipping it into a blank that I got that was actually donated to us. It's got a CA finish on it. Very slick, very nice. It'll fit in my tote bag. It'll sit on the table by the telephone. No, I'm sorry. It'll be on the table opposite of the telephone. Yeah, that's where it's got to be. And I have a little fun with it. I hope you get out and shop and have a little fun with you. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for enjoying SWAT with me last week. By the way, I'm looking for other symposiums of that type. And since I got out of the limelight a little bit and missed some of those things, I don't know where they all are and what they all do. If you got one that's really cool, really special, drop me a note to captaineddiecastelin@gmail.com. I will look it up. I got my wife to buy stuff at symposium. Great. I didn't have to beg her. She went, look, honey, I got this, and I got this, and I got this. And you know what? That's a good thing. I'm Captain Eddie Castle, and I'm out here, and I'm making some shavings.